gems breaking all the bars. Yo, the crowd's feeling it, energy's alive. Spotlight on the tales where the future arrives. Bass in the air, every story's a spark. Late night on bass, we're light in the dark. Bass night stories on the stage, we vibe. Talk show magic where the chain comes alive. Tokens in the flow, let the legends provide. Late night on bass, we're taking it worldwide.
I can't help myself. Every
Bro,
time I
that's
hear
so
that,
lit,
every
bro.
time I hear it, bro, I'm just like bobbing my head. That's probably your
I
first
know,
time
bro.
hearing. Probably your
Bro,
first time
man.
hearing it. What's up, everyone? My name is Bill, back at it, late night on bass. So today's show, typically my guests, I have them in the audience and I call them up and I do it proper, but not with Ethan. No. He gets to be right away
Let's
on the
go, baby.
stage,
Let's go.
right when I go live. Ethan from Send, my friend. How are you?
I'm doing really good, man. Thank you for having me. It's been about a year since we talked. I'm excited to talk all things Send. Man, send it.
Bro, you are one of my favorite guests ever. First of all, you're a great dude. I've given you many flowers before, but you are hilarious, man. Holy shit! Wait, I know the Send account had a bet going if you're gonna wear a shirt. So
Yeah. So, like I said, some people are like, I post videos in the Telegram. I want to be as transparent as possible with my community. It's like I want them to see what I see. And this keeps me from having to do any extra work because I'm not thinking about stuff. I just kind of do it. But sometimes I post videos and they're like, bro, you're wearing a shirt? I'm not watching this shit.
Love it. And we got a first comment from Corruptors. Bang, bang.
Bang, bang. Let's go. Bang, bang. Bang, bang.
Oh my god.
Let's go.
Ethan's energy is electric. No, but seriously, this is gonna be a good show. Yeah, it's been listen, best shirtless dev. I think, you're correct on that. So for those that are tuning in, we're gonna be doing this stream. It's live on X, it's on retake. Ethan, I sent you it, so if you want to send it to your community as well. My goal is at least we're gonna try to get at least 1100. That's my goal for this show.
Let's go.
We're on retake as well. My news friends on Zora, we just hit top 10. Shout out to each and every one of you. We're going for the number 1 spot, bruh. This is Ethan from Send. We're gonna do this. It's gonna be fun. Before we get into the interview, though, we're gonna make this into a podcast, also on Pods. This episode will be brought to you by Film 3, building Film 3 with Flannel Donut and Farside TV on base. Watch our docu-series Process at the Hollywood Theater. You guys may be wondering, and there's a QR code on the top left. It will take you to their site. What we do on Late Night on Base is different than any other show. We do weekly auctions for media sponsors to come in. We are incentivize people from around the world. If you want to bid on placement on our show, whether it's a guest appearance, not for Ethan, free of charge, of course, but for other people, if you want to be a sponsor, bid on our auctions, proprietary tech. You won't find it anywhere else. All right, so Ethan.
Hey, real quick. I wanna give a shout out to my community. I want to tell them, what do we say? After the slash comes the future cash. So everybody, I want you to send to Bill the Bull right now. We know how this goes. We all send it, baby. So I'm gonna start it off. Bill the Bull. I'm gonna send him a little bag. He still needs to get a PFP. Don't mind him.
I need to. I just re-downloaded it yesterday. Ethan knows. I still need to you need to walk me through on how to get verified with with all that stuff.
We could talk about that. But Bill the Bull, everybody.
Bill the Bull, baby.
Right? Or El Knob, right? Or
El Knob. But I did purchase Bill the Bull yesterday. I paid $2 for that.
You did? Oh, you did. Okay. You know what we're gonna do is we'll add your token as tradable and Send.
Dude,
let's do that. We'll do that. We just added Mask a few days ago, and we'll
Let's
add
go.
That's gonna be the first. That's gonna be the first creator token and Send. How about that,
bro? Let's go. The first creator token on Send. Let's go. We'll send you the. You hear that? You hear that, everyone? Zora coin. Zora community. We are now putting the first official Zora creator coin on it, dude. Let's go, man. We're
gonna add. We'll add Will Bins next too. That guy's a based builder, man. I got a lot of respect for Will.
Dude, I love it, man. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm actually, just between us, you guys have pumped so hard, and we'll talk all about why and stuff. But as a I want to support you, but I also want to go in heavy. I'm not gonna lie. I'm waiting for entry. I'm just like scouting that chart, bro. I am you guys are going to get sick of me because I'm going to be one of your biggest
I want
supporters.
to hear it. You know, we're
just waiting.
pumping because we're the best builders in crypto. That's why. That's why we're pumping, bro.
I believe it. I believe it. I believe it. All right. So Ethan, talk to us, man. All right. It's been a year. There's probably many people who don't even know what Send is, and he's recently seen it because of the pump. Why don't you just kind of explain to those tuning in, what is Send?
What is Send? We TGE'd, Send is the right way to do a crypto token. First and foremost, everything revolves around the token for us. And when we started, we raised 200 Ethereum from 171 different contributors. Nobody put in more than 2 Ethereum. Nobody put in less than 0.5. And then we TGE'd with, I think, about 18% of total tokens, or 10% went to the liquidity contributors. And then we paired 165 ETH with 8% of the exchange supply. But that's kind of how you're supposed to get a token into circulation. And we think we're a big believer in tokenomics. But after that, we right before we TGE'd, we started picking up a lot of brand assets. The Send trademark, previously held by Silvergate Bank, was something that I was watching for about 2 years. We had a staking company called Send Nodes, like Send Nudes, but Send Nodes. And we actually just picked up the .com for that. So we own sendnodes.com. But right before we TGE'd, we reached out to the guy that sold pin.it to Pinterest. It's .its are an Italian extension. So we reached out to Federico and we picked up send.it. A month later, we picked up the Send handle on X. 3 months later, we picked up send.app. So what we wanted to do is we wanted to build an app that was very simple. I was kind of coming from, if you guys don't know my background, I'm not the founder, but Stefan Gosselin, who's the founder of Alchem, or of Flashbots, and also now One Balance. He started a meme token in 2021 called Alchemist, and I was pretty much running that project. And from there, we built Copper. Copper was a LBP platform to launch tokens, and Merit Circle raised 100 million on Copper. We built Mystex, which was a competitor to CalSwap. So after doing these complicated projects, I just wanted to build a really simple product based on stablecoins and sending money peer to peer. And that's kind of how the Send brand came along. And we picked up all the brand assets, and we kind of think of that as our foundation, because we think that building now with code is kind of a commodity. And we think that you need a really good brand going forward, 5, 10, 15 years. How do you separate yourself from when everybody has code and it's just ubiquitous, right? Well, you do that with a really good brand. And we think Send is the best brand in all of crypto and pretty much all of consumer finance and fintech. And, you're not seeing it now because we're so small, but you'll see it in the years coming.
Yeah, no, I mean, you guys have been, one thing's for certain, I interviewed you last year, and the same amount of energy and enthusiasm you have now is what you had last year. And that's actually one of the big, factors of me deciding, wow, this guy's onto something special. Why create Send? So obviously you come from a background of experience in the space. As you were explaining, why did Send come about? What do you think the biggest problem at the time was that you were solving?
Again, we just wanted, we looked towards design and UX and having a really fun brand and an easy way for people to send money peer to peer. So we were starting to follow the stablecoin narrative back in 2023. And I personally, and this goes for the whole team too. We think all money movement is going to be peer to peer in the future, right? So you're looking at cards are not going to be there anymore. You're going to pay for your toiletries and your cleaning supplies. You're going to play with them with a stablecoin. And you're not going to need card rails for that. You're not going to need Swift for that. It's all going to be on a blockchain, and it's going to be private. We're a huge proponent of privacy, and it's all going to be peer to peer. And if you look at who's really good at this is Paulo. Is that how you say his name? From the founder of Tether. If you look at his profile, if you go to it, he owns like this peer to peer messaging platform called Keat, I think it's called. And it's pretty much like Telegram, but he's peer-to-peer is going to be the future. Everything's going to be peer-to-peer, whether it's messaging, whether it's it's money, it's all peer-to-peer. So we're big on peer-to-peer.
Yeah, I think I absolutely agree with you. Peer to peer, everything is where things are trending. And I think what separates you guys as well is because you guys make it easy. If you guys notice on Base App, even Phantom, why are they doing well? It's because they make things simple. So like yesterday, I had a send tag about a year ago, but I forgot my password or something, and now I re-downloaded the app and I decided to play around with it. And one thing I love about it is just how easy it is. Like there's an area you can invest in. There's an area to buy the send tag. Let me ask you this. What is exactly, maybe people don't even know, what is the send tag? Is that just like the username attached to your profile that I could
Yeah,
just type
it's
in?
just your online identity on Send. We allow you to register up to 5 because you know, at some point in the future, people may want to you know, have their business on there, or maybe they want to gift them to someone, or maybe they just want to, you know, maybe they want to sit on them. So yeah, you can register up to 5. You know, it's you 1 to 3 characters is 16 USDC. 4 characters is 8, 5 characters is 4, and 6 characters and above is 2 USDC. So what people don't really understand about Send, there's a lot of intricacies that are involved, but when you onboard somebody, you know, you can put a referral code and they automatically become your downline. So we're trying to do some multi-level marketing here. But when you register a send tag and you put a referral code, they not only do they become, or that person becomes your upline and you're their downline, but they get a cut of the referral fee or of the send tag registration. So if somebody is your upline and you register a send tag for 16 USDC, them as your upline gets $4 of that, or 4
Wow.
USDC, right? And that happens immediately on chain because it's all based through a smart contract. So, and that's for every tier. So 2, you get you know, half a USDC. If it's a 5, or if it's a 4 character send tag, it's 4 USDC and they get $1. And again, this all happens on chain. And what we want to do, we think we can scale that to anything. So if you're doing if somebody's taking a loan, or you know, and there's interest rate on that, so you know, you're charging on a loan whatever 8-10% interest, we want to give some of that back to the upline because they invited you to the platform. And again, this is going to play out later on down the line, and people are going to start to understand it. And we think that we can get people to onboard the masses and help us scale this thing.
Yeah, I think the concept of a send tag is brilliant. If you notice on other chains, no one's gonna want to do like, hey, input in order for Crypto Global, like say you're not gonna expect them to put like a 16 character like OX07534444, like send it. It's like, nah, bro. Like
Yeah.
I might misspell it. I don't even know what these characters mean. I could be doing something else, but you know what they can do? Yo, build a bull. Here, that's your send tag. Boom, done. Ethan, you're like
It,
/3, done.
it worked out perfectly with the branding that we did because we have the slash, and the slash is the send tag instead of an at.
Yeah.
And then we say, you know, after the slash comes the future cash. We own futurecash.com, which is going to be an analytics and metric site for our product. But maybe you could pull up Future Cash, and that's kind of. But we're the best at this, man. I'm telling you. I put this team up with anybody from branding to design to marketing. We have one of the best shit posters in the space.
Those are important. Those are important.
It's very important. It's very
Very
important.
important. Real quick, what's the website? Future.cash?
Futurecash.com.
Got it. Pull it up right now.
And it needs a lot of work, but you can see the numbers are growing, passkeys are growing. But yeah, we have a lot of engineering efforts. See, we got to fix a lot of stuff. But you can see USDC volume over 1 million, cross-border USDC. We got to get that up. As once we launch the mobile apps on iOS and Android, hopefully this month, we're going to start marketing a little bit more towards remittances. So you'll see cross-border USDC pick up. But that's just a very bare site.
But this is super cool. Just having a little go-to dashboard for analytics
Right.
makes things super helpful. You can see the top sending countries. I remember back in last year, one of the top countries was Africa, right?
Yeah, we're big in Nigeria, man. Nigeria's been supporting us since day one. A lot of people out there have made a nice bag from this run up who stuck around and believed in it. We're also big in Venezuela. Venezuela's a big country for us. I think we're starting to make inroads into Indonesia and Malaysia. So yeah, the plan is full effect. And like I say, the whole world will send it.
Absolutely. All right. So pivot, fast forward to today. A lot has changed since we were last on. Like I said, it was the wallet. Everything worked well. The branding, super sick, super sleek, send tags. Now today, for those that aren't aware, obviously Canton Wallet came into play, and even I don't know much about Canton Wallet, but I know it's powered by Send. As you guys can see, it is a security privacy first wallet for the Canton network from the Send ecosystem. So now, Ethan, this is as much for the listeners, for myself too. I would love to know more. What is Canton Wallet?
So Canton Wallet is basically just a privacy wallet built on Canton Network. The idea for us is that we wanted to kind of test this privacy tech in this wallet and then eventually move it into Send, which we will by year's end. But if you guys don't know about Canton Network is a privacy protocol with really good emissions. It's a layer 1, and it's all private, right? So it's you can decide like who you want to show your privacy to, right? If you want to show it to somebody, you can. If you want to hold it back, you can do that, right? But the reason, Canton came on our radar back in April. A friend by the name of Giannis, who's a holder of Send, actually, he said, hey, you guys should start building on Canton. And I started to look into it. And the more I looked into it, the more what was interesting was they had the privacy narrative, which I liked. And, we're always trying to front run narratives, but they had the privacy. But when you look into their emissions and the way they do things, I think a lot of people are going to start copying that, because you can't have layer 1s or any blockchain for that matter that doesn't know how to get tokens into circulation. You want app builders to come to your network, and you do that through emissions, but they need to be calculated. And if you know anything about incentives, it's never set in stone. You need to be tweaking it weekly and monthly. And this team at Canton really seems to understand that deeply.
I'm sorry, I was going to say, so what exactly, because you hit it nail, you want to front run narratives, which is privacy. What about privacy is important to you? Because that's a topic that I think is going to be important personally. I think privacy, anything in the years to come, is only going to get more and more important. What are your thoughts on just privacy in general?
Well, first off, we want to be selling, right? So we're always ABC, we'll always be closing, right? So if people say that they like privacy just because it's a good narrative, we're trying to sell that. You know what I'm saying? Of course, we're not going to sell everything, even if it's a meme token. We're not going to just jump on the bandwagon. But if the narrative is good, we're trying to jump on it and say that we're going to do it just because it sounds good and we know it. We think about it. It's good. We're going to push it, right? But privacy, we think that, of course, the consumer and our users should have privacy. Everything should be private, whether they're tapping with their card and they're tapping the stables, or whether they're sending peer-to-peer, whether they're buying something online. That should all be private. But we think that we like it because we don't have to hide everything. So we want our financials to be up forward, right? If you go to info.send.it and you look on there, you're going to see that we update the financials every month on the 7th. And you're going to see what our treasury balances are. You're going to see what our revenues are. And we want to be doing that every month. So we want token holders. Again, remember, nobody is above the token holder. If you go to finance, and then go to treasury.
Wow, this is actually really cool. This is super.
And if you see that, you can kind of scroll it to the side. I got to fix that. But if you can scroll, you can see how much Send we hold. You can see how much Canton coin we hold. You can see how much CUSD, which is our privacy first stable coin that we're launching. But we update that every month, and you can see what it was like. If you go back just to February and March where we were, it was like we were super hurting. We were starting to sell into liquidity. Because I'm a big believer in thick liquidity. So we had that for us, like waiting there, and we were starting to sell it. And then Giannis gave us the call. We started running validators on Canton Network, and that started solving for our burn. So if you go back to Canton, they have, close to 600 validators running on the network, right? And that's kind of the way you're supposed to do it. So, they have, I think, currently in this, they do their tranches every 6 months. So in this third 6 months tranche, I think 1.2 billion is going to validators, 4.1 billion is going to super validators, and the super validators are people like Chainlink, people like Layer Zero, people like Wormhole, Digital Asset, Cumberland, 5 North are super validators, Proof Group. So, and then you have the app rewards, but we were able to come in as a validator and run a couple of validators, and that immediately solved for our burn. And as a builder, that's really refreshing. Like we had been we don't want to raise from VCs. We kind of we took a couple calls on that, and unfortunately, some didn't want to invest in us, and that's probably because we didn't have the alumni card. I'm thinking, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we don't go anywhere. We don't attend conferences. We're like building, bro. Like I'm with my family. I'm fucking in the cold plunge, bro. Like I don't need to be going to no conferences, bro. You know what I mean? So so them, it kind of solved our burn. So if you look at our financials, that's just going to continue to get better now because we're getting app rewards on Canton. We have the Canton wallet by Sendout, and that's, we onboarded 25% of the network in a day. We're just, what we like to say is, left foot, right foot. We're just figuring this out as we go.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it's all about. Just, no one has the answers right away, but you're figuring out on the fly. You're determined, and anyone who says that they know it all from the start, they're capping, bro. They're absolutely capping. I want to also give a shout out to Kate. So Kate is a huge fan and supporter of Send, but also a huge fan of Late Night on Base. And it was a pleasure chatting with you the other day, Kate. We talked some stuff about Flaunch, so I just wanted to highlight her. So thank you again for your
Kate's
support.
awesome, man. Kate's been a day one supporter.
She really is.
Yeah, she's so cool, man. She's really, I mean, she's great.
What exactly are the vibes overall in the community? Because now you're at a stage, and we'll chat about the recent run up and all that. But what's the community feel? Because obviously, in crypto, you can have the best product ever, but if it's not for the loyal community, the holders, a project's nothing, right? So what are the vibes? Like, where do you guys have a Telegram, a Discord? Like, where?
Yeah, we got a Telegram. We just opened a Discord. The vibes are great. People in crypto that start a token, I've seen on the timeline before, and they're like, it's so hard to have a token. It's so hard to have a token because people are like, when roadmap, when marketing, and I shut that shit down right away, bro. Like I don't listen to that. I was reading through your X actually, and you had some. What did you say? Let me see if I can pull it up.
Which one? I have plenty of bangers, bro.
Yeah, this one, like this. Where's that one guy that wanted me to send him 1% of LNOB supply to onboard his KOL friends? And I politely told him to fuck off. Bro, even sent me a spreadsheet and everything. Bro, that's what I'm saying. Like, bro, like you shut that shit down. And if you shut it down, what happens is, and this has kind of happened with me throughout my time in crypto, is people, like, if you're honest and you don't put up with that stuff, people will start gravitating towards you.
Facts.
And they'll start wanting to be part of your tribe. And then all of a sudden it's our tribe, you know what I mean? And now everybody in the tribe is aligned, and it's kind of like Kate. Like, that's why Kate, because like she messes with us, bro, because she's like that. She's like cut from the same cloth. You know what I mean? And if you tune out all that noise when they try to come in your Telegram chat, and you're like, bro, don't ask that. Like that's not the place for it. You mute them, you ban them. But having a token is not. It's good. The vibes are good. Again, everything revolves around the token and the token holders, bro. We're here to work for them and do right by them.
No, I love it, man. And yeah, you got to shut that shit down. And I think people deep down, they respect it. Even the ones who are trying to fleece you, they respect that shit deep down. They're like, oh,
yeah, they do. Yeah. Exactly.
And then they're the ones who can't even talk shit because they know you're right. Real quick, guys, on Retake, there's a couple comments. We're not able to share it on StreamYard or on X, but a couple people, greatness, testnet or not, this wallet got serious firepower. Gerald Viking, this looks amazing. And Alcoin Bandit is anticipating your future growth. So shout out to you guys for tuning in to Send. All right, so I agree, Ethan. One of the things is, it's kind of refreshing. Like, there are people who go to these events, conferences, and it really is just a vanity metric. It doesn't really do anything. But I like how you said you're just out there building, because at the end of the day, that's more important than just like appearing somewhere, And I think you deserve credit for that, because that is honestly refreshing. Like, there's no reason to go to these events if it's not going to help your project in a certain way. You know what I'm saying?
Our Slack chat has been on fire for the past fucking like couple weeks, and it's kind of crazy because we wake up and we get up and we're in the Slack, and it's like it's just everything is clicking on all cylinders. It's like boom, boom. We're solving issues. Last night we solved a couple big issues where we were having a deposit issue on savings deposits, and man, we're just grinding. It's super exciting, super exciting.
Yeah. And you know what else is exciting? I mean, we have to address the elephant in the room. I know you probably won't care about price. You guys are builders, and that's
Yeah.
great. But people like me, the DJs with a microphone, we're gonna talk about this because this is incredibly impressive. I
Dude,
actually kicked myself. I'm just like, dude, I know Ethan. Why didn't I like just pay a little bit more attention? Like, bro, like September 24th, I just came back from base camp. I'm like, all right, I'm just like all in on my streaming, but like I wasn't in the trenches. I didn't know why 3 million to 36 million.
yeah.
I just want to know, first of all, how does it feel? How does it feel in a serious note? How does it feel to see that the market is validating, what you've been building and working so hard for the last few years?
It doesn't feel like anything, to be honest with you.
Really?
It feels like let me do me a favor. Go to CoinGecko and pull up what's the market cap for Sen right now? What is it? 15 million? 20?
I think your fully diluted is much higher. Let's see.
I'm a big fan of like how I've been trading, because I used to trade a little bit more, but all tokens go through an accumulation zone, and depending on the length of it, however long it's going to be around, whether it's 5 years, 10 years, all tokens have it. So if you look at like the Dogecoin accumulation zone, right, 2014, 15, there's an even
You're
when
at
Dogecoin. Hmm?
you're at a 20 you're at 20. Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. There you go.
Yeah, sorry. All right, what were you saying about the Doge accumulation?
Yeah, so we're at 20 million, but if you look at like even Doge was in an accumulation zone at 100 million. Because if you look at the chart and you look at how high it went, there's still that long line. If you put on the max chart, there's still that long line. Same thing for Bitcoin, right? There was a long time where Phantom and Matic were in an accumulation zone for a really long time, around 1 and 2 cents, about 18 months actually.
Yeah.
So you got to find these tokens that are in an accumulation zone. For Aerodrome, it was a couple months. For SPX 6900, it was in an accumulation zone for about a year, right? So they all have this accumulation zone. And looking at the chart, believe it or not, we're still in the accumulation zone. That's the chart. Sure, you had an accumulation zone there for a couple years, or because this chart is a lot longer. We moved over from Ethereum mainnet, then we moved over to Base. And then from Base, we reduced the supply from 100 billion to a billion back in February or late January. But we're still in an accumulation zone here. This thing is, we're one of the very few tokenized on-chain neobanks. If you look at all the neobanks that are out, they're not tokenized. They don't have a token. They sell all of their equity to VCs. And that's that's the same thing that layer ones do, or that's the same thing that tokens do. They want to keep that token for themselves. And we're an on-chain neobank. We're a private. We're going to be a private on-chain neobank, right? So when you look at all the companies that have raised from VCs, they sell equity. And this is why I say we're one of the true we're one of the true builders in crypto, because we started off with a token. We didn't launch a token after we had traction. We said the first thing we're going to do is launch the token, and now we're in the game. So we've been in the game since June of 2023. We own the best brand in crypto. Our token is starting to pick up. I still think it's in an accumulation zone because we're in this thing for the next few decades.
I love it, and like I said, I'm starting to bid. I'm starting to bid, my friends. That's just, again, nothing I say, guys, is personal opinion or financial advice. I'm just a DJ with a microphone, with a nice set of hair. I'm not capping. I think I do have a nice set of hair.
You have very nice hair.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. All right. So before we wrap things up, Ethan, because I think that was a great note, let's just turn your pivot to just curious to know your general ideas on Base. So you guys are on Base. You guys have, established yourselves in the Base community. I'm really just curious to know, good or bad, what are your thoughts overall on Base, and where do you see it in the next coming years?
Yeah, I'm curious to see what happens with this token. I saw Jesse talking about, build on Base and you will be rewarded, right? Or do anything on Base and you're going to be rewarded. I'm excited with what their tokenomics come out like. I think they're going to do it right. They do a lot of things right. I'm curious to see how that's going to go out. We've had a lot of network activity on Base, so I'm looking forward. I have this vision of like when the Base token is actually in Sendat, right? And how much our supporters or how much our users are going to get. That's going to be
Yeah.
exciting. But you know, we're gonna go where the users are, and there's a lot of users on base. It's not going to slow down. So we have CBBTC, we got Bitcoin in Send app through base. We got Moonwell, Morpho, Aerodrome, Mamo. You know, what else do we have? We have Mask. We're gonna add your token, LNob.
First creator coin, baby. Let's go.
Go, baby. We'll add that. I'll get that done by Monday. Okay,
Bro, dude, 100%. I'll send you the Zora contract. And
Yeah,
I'll
send me the
blow that
Zora
up
contract and
because I
send me
think
the
that'll be
token.
yeah.
Send me the token logo.
Yeah, no, because I think that's good because I think, like I said, I mean, that's awesome that you guys are doing that. And I think Zora community should like to see that you're thinking about creators, you're thinking about where, you know, Send is going, you're tapping into these audiences. So I think that's super cool. Didn't get 1,000 people. We got 422. Not bad. I could be better. I guess it's a Friday, but you know, we'll take what we can get. But
We'll take it, baby.
Ethan, my friend, truly, man, awesome having you on the show, bro.
Bill, thank you for having me, man. Send it.
No. You got to say it better. It's time to fucking send it.
Time to fucking send it! Bang, bang, motherfucker!
We have a professional clipper on my team. One clip. If you're listening, and you better, because I'll fire you if you're not. That is the clip I want you to make sure you. 2 clips.
Bang,
We'll have
bang,
one.
bang, bang.
We'll have one earlier in the show where we talk. But that clip right there has to be clipped. We're gonna put it on Zora, and we're gonna send it and tag Send and Ethan. And that Send says, "Send it, bro." Next time you're in LA, you gotta hit me up. Coffee, drink, whatever.
Okay.
Let's do it.
All right, baby. Send it.
All right, everyone. Thank you again tuning in late night on base. I'm your boy Bill the Bull. This is Ethan from Send. Catch you all next time. Peace.